Hi, my name is Catherine, and today we are going to learn how to grow and repot herb plants. And we're also going to include how to paint those pots so that it can be a little bit more fun and you can add a personal touch to your own herb garden. So the materials we're going to need to start are a sunny spot to place your plant, a workspace that you can get a little dirty for repotting, painting, and seeding the plant. You're also going to need water, paint, paint brushes, and a plate to put the paint on. If you want to plant from seed, you're going to need soil as well as seeds, which I have right here. And if you wish to just repot a plant, then you can buy one at a local Home Depot or Lowe's or other sort of department store. And I picked up one of those to show you how to do that as well. And this is a basil plant. The seeds I have today are also basil. So we're going to start off with going over how to repot a plant. You don't have to repot the plant. If you want to just paint the pot it came in, that's okay. This is a plastic pot. It's called a nursery pot, and you can absolutely just paint this pot, and which just takes away one step. But today I wanted to put mine in a terracotta pot because I think they're a little bit cuter and more fun to paint. So I bought a terracotta pot. I'm just removing the tag right now. So what we're gonna start off by doing is making sure the soil is wet. That's gonna make it easier for you to repot your plant. And I have my pot ready. It has a drainage hole. This is very important so that any excess water can get out and your plant doesn't get too much water and die. All right, so the water is moist, or the soil is moist in this, which is gonna make it easier to repot. So what I'm going to do is just loosen up the sides of the plant, and I am going to just kind of push it out until you get the root ball, the soil ball, out, and it all comes out in one piece. And then I'm just going to place that into the pot itself. And the pot I came in was a little taller than the pot I bought, which is totally fine. I'm just softly pushing down the soil to fill in any of those spaces of air. And eventually the soil will all fall down into those little air pockets when you water the plant. And a little bit of air pockets isn't terrible either, because that will add a little bit of aeration, which is good for your plant because that is how it gets oxygen, because they need oxygen to live, just like you and me. So it's in here, and you saw how easy that was. So next, I'm going to show you how to plant from seed. So if you're planting from seed, you're going to need soil, a pot with a drainage hole, as I mentioned before. That's pretty important. And you're also going to need water to make sure the soil is moist. And you're also going to need seeds, which I put mine in just this little cup. And today I have basil seeds. So what I'm going to start off by doing is putting some I'm going to fill my terracotta pot up almost all the way with soil. It's pretty dusty. I'm doing this outside, but that's okay. So I filled it up to right here. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little water in the soil so it's moist, because your seeds are going to grow better this way. So next, I'm going to grab my seeds. I'm going to grab about 6 or 7. You want enough to just make sure that if you don't grow and do as well, that you have some backup. And also, it's not bad to have multiple sprouts in one pot. So I'm just putting them in there. I actually did more than 6 or 7. I did like 10. And then I'm going to cover up that soil just a little bit, not a lot, only maybe that much with soil. And I'm making sure that soil is moist. So I'm going to put a little bit more water on top. And there you go. Now we just have to wait. So this will take, since this is a basil plant, it will take about 7 to 10 days to germinate. And to germinate just means that's how long you're going to have to wait to see sprouts coming up to actually make it start looking like this, like a real plant. So next, I want to talk about caring for your plant. I will include more in the PowerPoint about how to care for other types of plants, but for the purposes of this specific video, I'm just going to talk about basil because that's what I planted and that's what I have here today. So this is a happy plant. This is not a plant that needs water. It's doing really well, and you can tell it doesn't need water because the leaves aren't drooping. So you kind of have to watch your plant and listen to it. So this is an example of a plant that does need water. This is also a basil plant, and you can see how the leaves are a little bit more droopy. She's not as perky. They physically look different when they want water, so they do start drooping. So next what we're gonna do is paint our plant pot. So I have a few acrylic paints. I have blue, green, silver, glitter, and purple. I just chose these because they're some of my favorite colors, but you can use whatever you want. I got a plate with some acrylic or with some foil, and I put my paint on there so that it wouldn't get my plate dirty. And I also have a few different paintbrushes. So I'm just gonna get creative. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing yet, but you can really be adventurous and just have fun with it. So I'm gonna start with my glitter. So here is one done, and that's just from all the water, that color. But now I'm gonna let that one dry and start working on the other one. Alright, so I finished painting, and this is what we have. So my second one, I wrote basil on it, and I drew some grass, and I drew a smiley face. And on this one I did purple polka dots and glitter around the top. So now I just want to take a second to talk about why this is a great project to do and how it can benefit you guys. So I think this is a really great activity because it helps one understand how food is grown and all that is required to help a little plant grow. When you get to take care of it, you see all that goes into it, and I think that's really special. And you also get the opportunity to watch it grow and get bigger. It's really exciting to be able to know that when it gets bigger, that's also because of you, because you took care of it. And it's a good little thing to be responsible for, and to remember to water it every day also helps with learning responsibility. And it also is really nice because when you get to include your own herbs in your cooking, you get to know that you are doing something that contributes to sustainability as well as something that's organic and good for your body. So yeah, I hope you have fun with this activity, and I hope you guys try it yourselves.